So what's up, everybody? This is me, Essex Shea, with the Essex Shea Project, man. The first thing that I wanted to do is I know that a lot of you guys is out Sunday enjoying, functioning the last few weeks of summer and, you know, before the fall season and school and everything gets ready to start. So today, I'm going to discuss a little bit about the best way to say fuck them, or the best way to tell somebody fuck you, but in the best way, because typically we don't want to step out of character and show a messed up side of ourselves. But at the end of the day, it's very important to learn the art and the technique of saying no to some people, and also not only telling other people no, but telling yourself no as well, right? So shout out to everybody that's logging in and saying, hey, Miss Alexis, thank you for definitely joining. Miss LaShawn here. Gypsy, thank you. Koya, Mrs. Oliver, it's always a blessing to have every single one of you guys to join in, log in, and to say hello. Yo, definitely invite some of your homegirls to listen to this, some of your homeboys, invite your baby daddies, you know, your husbands, whoever you may be having some issues with. But at the end of the day, people that you don't know how to tell no, invite them to let them listen to this video, not as throwing some shade, but perhaps they'll understand how and the reason why you may be saying no to them. All right, Sierra, what's up with you? April, hey baby, how are you doing? Miss Ann, Taisha, right? I hope I said that right. And Mrs. Tiana White, right? Shelly, how are you as well? So let me get started because I know I got some people that's listening via YouTube. I'm gonna post this. Obviously, I might snap a caption of this on my Instagram, etc., so forth, right? And my Snapchat as well. So definitely go follow me on all of those things if you haven't. So the best way to tell somebody no is, first of all, you have to be able to tell yourself no. I'm explaining to you guys, or not explaining to you guys, but I'm gonna just give you my opinion about some things and about some people, and I know how people can really be. See, a man, because I'm speaking to a lot of sisters right now, but this is for the brothers too, because men and women do this. But from a man's perspective, a man will basically put a carrot in front of the donkey. Now, I'm not calling you sisters some donkeys out there, but some of you sisters are some donkeys out there because I have been the donkey out there before. What we'll do is we will take your weaknesses, we will take everything that you desire, everything that you wish to have, everything that you long for, and we will place that right in front of you, but we won't let you just get a hold of it, right? So it's kind of like the carrot in front of the donkey. And we're going to let you keep feeling and thinking that these things are coming, that these things are happening, but the reality of it is that these things aren't going to happen, okay? You, on the other hand, you're going to keep reaching for the donkey. You're going to keep walking. You're going to keep fucking. You're going to keep cooking. You're going to keep making love to this individual. You're going to keep supporting this individual. And you're going to keep continuing to do the things as a woman that you want to do because you see the carrot. You see the grand prize because you're hungry for love. You're hungry for compassion. You're hungry to just have somebody to finally be with. You're just hungry overall, right? And there's nothing wrong with being hungry because a lot of us, we didn't emotionally starved for too long. We have starved with no lack of compassion. We don't know how to even fucking date anymore because dating is absolutely ridiculous. So the fact that you are hungry and that you want to be spiritually fed, mentally fed, emotionally fed, and sexually fed, there's nothing wrong with it. However, sometimes you need to learn how to say fuck them in the best possible way. Here's the thing. See, once you reach a certain destination in life, a man is supposed to reward you with all the things that he's been promising. How long are you going to promise, or how long are you going to allow an individual to keep promising these things to you before you get fed up? When is he going to just think about you for once, stop being selfish and start being selfless and start informing you and showing you with actions and actual things that they can produce and put in front of you? Vice versa, a woman needs to do the same thing. Now, I'm gonna be real with you guys. I have been the donkey in a situation before. Can't call it a relationship, but in the situation before. I was just telling someone very special that I love, listen, you know, it's been in situations in my life where this individual made me feel like they were going to do things for me because they knew that's how bad and how passionately I wanted this, but they just kept egging me on, and every time we would get close, it would get bumped back, and every time we would get close, it would get bumped back. And finally, before I noticed it, I started to realize that this is some bullshit, that this person isn't going to do anything for me, that this individual is lying, that they're inconsistent, right? But they were putting the fucking carrot in front of me because they knew what I was starving, right? I was financially in trouble, mentally in trouble, emotionally in trouble, and spiritually in trouble. And I was also consciously starving as well. And what I mean by consciously starving is that I was denying the very consciousness that my ancestors put inside of me. So I went along with it, right? I kept walking and I kept walking and I kept showing up and I kept answering the phone and I kept doing the things that this person wanted me to do, and we held hands outside of the, workplace, whatever the fuck it might have been. At the end of the day, I was participating in this fuckery and this bullshit and this whack-ass situation, and at the end of the day, it was all a distraction. It was a distraction. That's all it was. It was simply just a distraction. And the distraction, okay, the distraction wasn't so much as sex or anything like that. The distraction was their selves. See, they didn't want me to see them for who they really were. They didn't want me to know that they didn't really have good credit. They didn't want me to know that they really weren't going to be there for me, that they really weren't going to provide for me. They didn't want me to know that they was on some fuck slick shit. They just wanted me to continuously feed them with this dick, feed them with this attraction that they was phenomenated by, feed them with some fucking attention that they desired to stroke their little whack-ass ego because they was living a lie as a lifestyle. They just wanted me to keep feeding them. So eventually, I had to figure out how to say fuck you in the best way. And how I did this is that I start putting the truth in front of them. So when it came down to, hey, you know what? I'm about to get this shit again. You're about to do this for me. So instead of me waiting to see if it was going to happen, I put it in front of them. We drove up to the spot. Boom, here we go. Yeah, baby. So you said that you was going to take care of this, right? Here was another excuse coming. Oh shit, another excuse. Now this time I was prepared for the excuse because I started to realize months beforehand that this motherfucker is with some shit. And then I'm only wasting time. But you know what the interesting thing is that after I kept putting the truth in front of this individual, like, hey, you lied about this, you lied about this, you lied about this, and you're lying about this, and you're not going to do that. Because if you were going to do all of these things, you would have already went ahead and did them. Then I had to start telling myself no. You see, because I was emotionally starving, because I ain't never had nobody really show me some real love in so long. You know, my kids' mom and me, we had kids and we tried to make it work, but that wasn't real love. See, I ain't never have nobody make real sacrifices for me. So therefore, I really didn't know how to handle somebody just telling me that they care for me, that they love me and doing things for me and supporting me and being there for me in a particular way. So because I've never had that before, I allowed myself to be the fucking donkey. I allowed them to put these dreams in front of me. I allowed them to keep telling me what was going to happen. And so therefore I had to check myself and I had to learn how to say no to myself. When I woke up and I was horny and this person was accessible to me from a phone call away or a text message away, when I could have went out there and sat down and had lunch with them because I was starving for some form of compassion, I had to learn how to say no. I had to learn how to say no to myself. I had to learn how to tell myself, I may be horny, but I don't need this right now. I may want to go to the movies with somebody because I'm tired of doing solo dates. But you know what? I'm better off being by myself right now, because at the end of the day, as long as I continue to allow myself to be involved with this individual, I'm also allowing myself to be this donkey. Because see, once I get around this person, they're going to just give me these falsified lies. They're going to give me this falsified information. They're going to keep finding things that I desire, the things that I need. And this is why it's so important for you sisters and you brothers to have your shit together first. See, everybody has this thing where they want to say, well, we can build together. You're right, we can build together. We can build our shit together, but the only way that I'm gonna be able to build is if I already have the necessary fucking tools to build. And if I come from absolutely nothing, or I'm coming from a place of nothingness right now, I don't have the fucking essentials or the basics, right? To where I don't even have the confidence in myself. I don't have the knowledge of myself. I don't have the spiritualism of myself. I don't have anything that I really should have right now, but I'm desperate and I'm starving because I'm going through one of the hardest points in times of my life. Why the fuck am I trying to build with you when I haven't even taken care of myself? That is not being selfish. That is not being monetary. That's being intelligent. That's being emotionally intelligent, because this is what happens when you fuck with someone and you don't have any of the necessary tools to build with this person. But better yet, you're letting this person try to build you. You become codependent no matter what you say. You become codependent of this individual. You become codependent of the love. You become codependent of the confidence. You become codependent of every and anything that this individual is telling you and trying to do, because it feels good by nature. It's natural. Someone is telling you how wonderful you are, although the reality of it is that you may be a great person, but you got a lot of fucking shit to do. And so it always feels good to hear what you want to hear. But nobody really typically likes to hear the truth too often. Nobody wants to hear that, hey, this motherfucker's been bullshitting for the past 3 years. That you are being lazy. That you could have went to school. That you can make more sacrifices. You can pick up a part-time job and stop complaining about your fucking finances. No. And that person's going to use that against you. So what they're going to do is they're going to keep telling you, oh, no, you're fine, baby. You're doing okay. Now it's all good. One day we're going to have this. Let's go look at these houses and let's go do this and let's go do that. But these motherfuckers ain't really working towards the dream with you. They're just telling you these things so that way you can participate in these activities with them and you feel like you're accomplishing some shit. But here's the reality of it. How hard are they really working for you? What sacrifices have they made? Do they push you? Do they love you? Do they coach you? Do they wake up next to your side? Or do they wake up and they text you that they wish they was by your side to feed you another fucking dream, to give you this comfortable state of being okay, when the reality of it is that, no, you're not really okay. You're not in a situation. You're not in a real relationship. In fact, half of the things that this individual is feeding you is all finesse. It's just all fake. All it is a very good, beautiful looking carrot, an organic carrot, so you think, but it's not organic. That's some bullshit. That's that processed ass carrot that they're putting in front of the donkey, because you and I and a lot of people have been the donkey. You know, what's so magnificent to me are those who always wants to turn around and say what they've never done. But I've never been this type of person. Yes, you have. You wasn't born with this phenomenal sixth sense to where you've never been vulnerable. As a woman, as a man, no matter how emotionally intelligent you are, no matter how phenomenal, no matter how astronomically fucking insane witness, whatever it may be that you may have, you may be the most wittiest fucking person in this world. At the end of the day, baby, everybody's been vulnerable. Tesla was vulnerable. Einstein was vulnerable. Jada Pinkett was vulnerable at one point in time in life. Michelle Obama was vulnerable at one point in time of life. I haven't met a woman yet that hasn't had her heart broke. I haven't. And if there is a woman out there that's a grown woman that's had multiple partners or any type of love and that's not with that person anymore, you mean to tell me you've never fucking had your heart broke? So at the end of the day, this is to teach you that you have to learn how to say no to yourself. When you start saying no to yourself, that is the most polite way possible, the best way possible of saying fuck you to them. Because when you wake up and you realize what your self-worth is, and when I say wake up, I don't mean get up out the bed, but I mean as you consciously awaken and you start to determine exactly what you're worth, and you start to determine what's really important. Is this money shit really important? Is this materialistic value really important? Is these fucking cars and houses and fucking the communities and all of the establishments of where we go and the steak fucking houses and the traveling back and forth and kicking it on the beach, is that shit important? Or is it having somebody who's dependable? Somebody who's real? Somebody who has faith in the donkey, right? Because I don't mean to call y'all a donkey, but let's just be honest. Right? Somebody who has faith in them, which means that, you know what? I know that if I feed you the love that you desire, I don't have to hold this fucking carrot in front of you so that way you can keep walking. Baby, I'm going to feed you this love. I'm going to feed you this knowledge. I'm going to feed you my consciousness. I'm going to feed you my faithfulness. I'm going to feed you everything that I can feed you up front, because that's who I am. And I know by faith that you're going to walk with me anyways. That you're going to help us get there anyways. That right now, today, I don't have to fucking lie to you or make you think that you're going to get this and then reward you at the end. Baby, you're going to get all of that and you're going to be rewarded regardless. Not only in the beginning, throughout, and even to the very last breath, I'm going to reward you with love. Because love is a reward at the end of the day. Because not everybody understands what true, passionate, pure love is really about. So it's okay to say no to yourself. See, everyone always talks about learning the art of saying no to all of these other individuals. But a lot of times, because you do say yes, it's because a part of you don't know how to say no to yourself. You don't know how to tell yourself that, listen, not only am I consciously aware that I don't need this shit, but I know that I'm not going to allow myself to go through these things. Let me explain something to you. Do you know how many millions of women wake up horny every morning? Every morning. You think you're the only woman that has woken up for the past few months or the past couple of years without some dick? You're not alone, baby. And you know, for some of you men out there, I don't understand that you brothers go insane. And you know, what's really contradicting to me is that we have these prolific wannabe ass speakers. And these speakers speak one thing, but then their mentality is another thing. And what I mean by that is that I've been on a few radio stations in my lifetime. I've been on quite a few. And I remember being on one a year or two ago, and I remember having a conversation, and the conversation was about, how we really need to save and preserve ourselves. And then the sister asked me, she was like, so what's the longest you ever went without sex? And I was like, love, I went a whole year without fucking. Whoa, damn, I don't even know if I could have did that. Wait a minute, time out, baby. You mean to tell me that you're making me feel some type of way, or not that it was intentional, but that you're kind of hinting that a year is too long, but yet we just got through having a conversation with some of your fucking viewers and listeners that you need to save yourself and preserve yourself for the right person? Time is nothing to me. Men made up time. When you get rid of the fucking calendar, when you get rid of the seconds and the minutes and the hours, then you get rid of all of the antagonizing ass stress and frustration of how long it's been. When you set your calendar on emotions and truth, not on a date or an hour or a second or a minute, but when you set your calendar on an emotional calendar to where it's just when it happens, when you meet the right person, when you vibe with the right person, when you are connected to the right person, then you understand that there is no time when it comes to giving yourself. There is no time when it comes to marriage. It's just all about when the moment is right. So the moment may not be right for you for a couple years, but after that, it may be right. It may not be right with you for 2-3 weeks, but at the end of the day, are you a mature adult? Because if you're not a mature adult, I can't tell you not to watch this because this may help you. But most people that are listening to this and most people that will witness this are conscious, mature individuals that understand their choices, which means that there is no real labels anymore, which means that you cannot tell this woman that she's a hoe because she decides to fuck who she wants to fuck. She's conscious, she's mature, and she's emotionally stable enough to say, this is my choice. No, I'm not a hoe. I'm a grown woman that wants to do this because I'm ready for this, because the moment is right for this, because the vibrations is right for this, the energy is right for this, and then this is my choice. So now we eliminate time and we eliminate labeling. But the one thing that we gather and that we collect is an understanding of where we really are and who we are as men and as women. And that's what's vital. And because that's so vital, that's when you learn yourself enough to say, it's okay if it's been 2 calendar years. It's okay if it's been 3 or 4 calendar years. It's the difference between celibacy and abstinence, because a lot of people practice celibacy, which means that they are not in a relationship. But practicing celibacy doesn't necessarily mean that you're not fucking someone. That just means that you're not fucking someone in a relationship. Abstinence, however, means that you're not fucking, period. So you have to understand the terminology of what it really is and what it really isn't. But a lot of people don't understand that. So there's a lot of people who can sit around and feel bad about being celibate, but that's not really a bad thing because you just haven't chose to be in a monogamous style relationship with someone and to say that, yes, you're not celibate because you're in a relationship to have sex with someone. But the fact that you are not in a relationship and that you don't want to be in a relationship and you feel like giving yourself, that's still celibacy. Go look up the definition. That's the truth. Webster said so. Just being honest. And then to be abstinent and not to have sex at all, you think that that's a bad thing? I mean, that's actually a beautiful fucking thing because that's your choice. Now, that may not be my choice, but I'm not going to make you feel any type of way. I'm not going to tell you that you're missing anything because here's the reality to this shit. After you get to a certain age and you got bills, houses, finances, and goals, 2 heads are always better than 1. 3 heads are better than 2 based off of your lifestyle and where you at and how you feel and what you think. So because 2 heads are better than 1, at the end of the day, you may be at a point in life to where you only need 1 head. Meaning that all you need is yourself. And from time to time, you do what you do because you're a grown-ass woman. But the question is that, do you really know how to say no? Do you really understand no? Do you know how to say fuck you to the fuckery and to the bullshit? Do you know how to be polite about it? Because you don't have to be aggressive about it. You don't have to be disrespectful about it. But you can simply just not respond. You can simply not indulge. You can simply not feed into the fake promises, the lies, and the blatant things that they keep telling you. Because see, even I myself today as a man that's 3,000-4,000 miles away from some of these ladies that always are constantly trying to reach out to me, they tell me things all the time. Like, oh yes, I'm gonna do this. Oh, I got you, don't worry. Oh yes, well, I've been working so much, I don't have time. You've been working a lot and you don't have time to fulfill the promises that you told me 3 months ago that you're gonna do. But you got time to go to dinner with somebody else. You got time to go out and do all of these things that are just now coming up. But things that you told me months ago that you would do, you don't have time to do. These are all blank promises. These are fake promises that people will make. And that's when you have to know how to say fuck you in the most politest way. This is when you have to understand that not everything you have to entertain. This is when you have to dig really deep down on the inside of yourself and discover what you really truthfully need versus what you truthfully want. And I'm going to be real with y'all. Then I'm going to let y'all go. I need someone that's going to do exactly what they tell me they're going to do. I need someone that I don't have to remind to do exactly what they said they're going to do. I need someone to be conscious and to be thoughtful enough to where if they cannot do the things that they said that they were going to do, to let me know that they cannot do the things that they promised me or that they said that they were going to do. And I, as a man in this mature world, in this world of today in society, I get it, that shit happens. But at the end of the day, I don't understand that you can text me, that you can flirt with me, that you can like all of my shit, and that you can send me all of these fake ass hellos and good mornings, but that you just can't follow through with your word. And now I'm not asking for a whole lot. I'm just asking you to follow through with what you said. I don't care if you said, hey, I'm going to send you this pen. That's so fucking awesome. I think you'll love this pen. And I'm like, great, when are you going to send it? Oh, I'm putting it in the mail tomorrow. Yes, I'm putting it in the mail tomorrow. All right, awesome. 3 weeks later, hey, I'm going to send you this fucking pen. This is when I have to tell myself no. I want to say thank you. I appreciate that. But the reality of it is, no thank you. I don't want it anymore. Because you've been promising me the same shit for almost a month now and you haven't been able to commit or follow through. Why do you keep promising me things that you can't commit or follow through with? Why do you keep leading me on, telling me you're going to do something for me no matter how small or how big it is? It's not that I'm going to get frustrated over it, but this is when I have to learn how to just stop. This is when I have to open up and see the world from a different angle and realize that you're going to keep telling me this shit. And I'm going to keep going along with this shit. And I'm basically just wasting time with somebody that doesn't know how to fulfill the things that they're supposed to say. No matter how small or how big. Don't tell me that you're going to do something that you cannot fulfill or follow through with. Have a conversation with me. We're adults. We know how to work things out. I understand busyness. I understand things happen. I understand that things come up. Talk to me and talk to her. As a man, tell these ladies more of what's really going on. Stop leading them on. Stop making them feel like they're the only ones. Stop making them feel like you're going to be faithful and loving when you're not. Stop making them feel like you're ready for a relationship when you're not. Stop making them feel like you love them when you don't. Be honest with them. Stop putting the carrot in front of the donkey and leading them into this fucking place of this wood and this trail to where when you reach your destination, and see the destination where no matter what people want to admit, the destination is often sex, finances, monetary things, and sometimes just ego. So sometimes these brothers put the carrot in front of you sisters and they lead y'all down this trail in the woods. And after he's reached the destination of sex and maybe a few things that you've done for him, and he's just enjoyed that destination long enough, He doesn't give two fucks what you do or where you go. He doesn't even give a fuck if you're lost in these woods of emotions and pain and disparity and frustration and anger, bitterness. He doesn't care if you're lost in the woods because he had no intention leading you back out to clarity. He had no intention guiding you back out to success. He had no intention telling you the truth. So that way you have a choice to turn around, because right now you remember yourself enough to where you're not too far lost, but you remember yourself enough to where you can turn around, walk away from this shit and still be okay. But instead, they're going to lead you so far off in the woods to where when you finally do wake up and realize that you've been walking in circles and that you're not really getting anywhere, you're so lost to where you don't know where to begin and you don't know where to start. And you also don't want to be alone. So sad enough to say that some of you sisters and brothers, because you don't want to be left alone in the woods, although you know the person that's with you is really no good, you would rather sacrifice yourself and be with this individual just so that way you don't feel alone, until you can pray and hope one day that you find a way back to yourself. And by then, you may not remember yourself. So just remember, there's always a polite way to say fuck you. It's always an easier way to say fuck them. It's always a way to tell yourself no, to preserve yourself. I hope you guys enjoyed this, man. I love every single one of you guys. Thank you, my kings and queens that are definitely logging in, reposting, sharing, and showing the SXJ Project a lot of love. Don't forget, man, that the book is definitely coming out. Again, I can't express my gratitude enough for all the support that you guys are continuously giving me. YouTube has been on fire for me. Thank God, man. That is a blessing, because I didn't think that YouTube would pop the way that it's been popping. I mean, just even old videos. So even people reaching out, speaking conferences, you name it. You know, I've been working like crazy, but y'all have a blessed day. I just want to give thanks to everyone who has always supported me, because that is one of the most important things to me, is to always remember where I come from and those who originally helped me out. Y'all have a good Sunday, all right?